Hey everybody, it's Tim hitting the beast of the marching arts. I hope you're having a fantastic evening. What a big week this is. I'm here to announce our new podcast series, and the first one is out right now, and I'm going to explain all about what that is and how it works during this video. But first off, I want to say I'm really excited because I am going to Grand Nationals this week. So thank you to James Stevens and everyone at Music for All for inviting me to be there. I'm going to get on a plane and fly in on Wednesday night, and I will be there all day Thursday, all day Friday, and all day Saturday, seeing all these amazing performances, hopefully saying hello to everybody I can see, including, I hope, you. So if you are going to be at Grand Nationals, please look for me. Now, I will not be wearing this polo. I have some new long sleeve shirts, still embroidered, there it is, with the Marching Roundtable, because it's going to be cold. So I will still have my Marching Roundtable shirt on, just won't be this purple polo. But I hope if you look for me at Grand Nationals, you will see me. And I have, look at this, what I got. Brand new business cards. Can you see it? Okay, it's not coming into focus. Anyway, so I'm going to be handing these out like crazy too, because I got some new Marching Roundtable business cards. I've had my regular business cards. So anyway, there they are. So ask for a business card if you see me too. If you want to have my information, you already probably have it. Anyway, so here is the information about the new DCI Drum Corps International podcast series. The Marching Roundtable is very proud to be an official media partner of Drum Corps International, and I love the idea of this new podcast. So out right now that you can find at the Marching Roundtables, the first episode of our new series, DCI Rewatch. So Bill Simmons has a very well-liked podcast called Rewatchables, where they talk about old movies, and they'll be fans of a movie, a group of people that love a movie, and they talk about why they like it, which scenes held up well over time, which ones didn't. What if this different actress had been cast instead? It's really kind of fun. So I was at the April Boston Crusaders camp, and Leon May goes, "Have you ever heard this podcast? I love this Bill Simmons podcast." And he's like, "I think this might be kind of cool if we did this with our activity." And he was completely right. So Leon, hats off to you. Thank you for this idea. And actually, the very first episode features Leon May and friends, and we're talking about Garfield Cadets 1985. That's the first one. So here's the way this works. Somebody is sort of like the main guest host, and like on this first one, it's Leon. And what I said to Leon was, "Okay, Leon, you can pick whatever friends you want to be there with you, and you can pick any show you want to talk about. It can be any corps, any year, any show, but the only rule is you can't have had anything to do with it, because we are on this podcast as fans. It's not about who did what, or, oh, when we were just, we've talked to the design teams, and that's always really fun to talk to the designers that were part of the thing. But this is all about just being fans. So we're all sitting around talking about, oh man, I loved this moment, and remember when the guard did this, and that horn line moment in the drums, and we're just talking about the show as fans. So that's the rule. If you are the main host, you pick some friends, you pick whatever show you want to talk about, and then you talk about it like fans. There's no time limit. The first ones have been kind of long, kind of about an hour, but they're really fun, and hopefully you can listen to it in your spare time, and hopefully you will join in the discussion. So the first one's out right now. We're going to be having a discussion about this on the Marching Roundtable Facebook group page. So anybody can join that page, just ask to join the page, and then we're going to be talking about these shows. So when you listen to the first podcast episode out right now, Leon May and some friends talking about Garfield Cadets 1985. What a show that was. I mean, one of my favorites, groundbreaking. Remember, it starts in this giant scatter, and then everybody sort of comes in. They hit this big block, and they play the big chord, and then there's all this crazy, ridiculous reforming. The drill's ridiculously hard. The guard is wonderful. That's where I fell in love with those flags with arrows on them in the closer. I've always loved that. The ballad, Make Our Garden Grow. The opener is Jeremiah Symphony, and the opener, like almost 7 minutes long. It's crazy. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know how they survived it. So anyway, we have a really good time talking about this. What's the best horn line moment in the show? What do we think is the best guard moment in the show? I wonder if you will agree with me, which one I said I thought was definitely the best guard moment, because I had a definite opinion about that. Then we talked about the best drumline moment, talked about the best visual moment. Well, that was hard for this show because the drill is so ridiculously great. So there were a lot of moments that we talked about in the drill. that we loved and the visual package. And then the other thing that's really fun is we talk about all that stuff. And then we say, now what if somebody was going to produce this same show this year, right now? So we're like, okay, if this show was going to be produced in 2020, how would it be different? That is a really fun discussion because, this has been a while. It's been over, I don't know how long it's been, since 1985. It's a long time since that show was produced. So it's really interesting to say, all right, how would that be different if we were going to do this? If we were going to play Jeremiah Symphony and music from Candide, and that was going to be our show in 2020, how would it be done differently? That's really interesting. And then the other great fun part is not only do we talk about that, but we say, which current core would we want to see do it? That's a fun discussion because you think about all the different cores that are out there and the teams and the kind of shows they do, and you're like, okay, who would I want to see do this? So that's the DCI Rewatch podcast series. The first one's out right now, and the first 4, I can tell you what they're going to be right now because the first one's out right now, like I said, Garfield Cadets 1985 with Leon May. On Thursday, Shane Gwaltney, a Music City Mystique, gets a group of friends together, which is Noah Bellamy and Don Click and me, and we talk about 1994 Blue Devils, My Spanish Heart. Such a famous show, such a great show. It's amazing. They're marching like crazy, playing this amazing Chick Corea music. It's really, really fun to talk about. The Guard is really innovative. They start with all sabers. It's really very cool. So that's on Thursday. So I hope that you'll listen to that and then join the discussion on our Facebook group page where we all talk about what was the most rewatchable moments for each section. How does the show hold up over all these years? And who would do the show now and how would it be different? Then, this was so much fun. I've had such a good time recording these. It's been so much fun. DCI Rewatch Podcast, the new series. We're talking like fans about our favorite old drum corps show. So Shane Gwaltney, he chose Devils 94. So then, next Monday, get this, 1980 27th Lancers. I mean, if you're like an old dog like me, that was such a great show. And you know who's talking about who picked that show? Michael Cesario. How much fun was that? I mean, he is so entertaining. We had so much fun talking to him about the 1980 27th Lancers. I mean, come on. The Danny Boy, the giant front turns, the rifles come through doing double time, then they lay on their back and they spin. It's like crazy. It's so amazing, that show. It's just chock full. I don't know if there's ever been a show so chock full of effect. It's like every moment there's some ridiculous thing happening. So that's the third one. Michael Cesario talking about 27th Lancers in 1980. What a great show. How did they not win? I don't know. And then we talk about how could that show be produced in 2020 and who would we want to see do it? That was fun discussion. Then the fourth episode that's going to be out the next Thursday, who is super great fun to talk to and hilarious? Doug Thrower of the Bluecoats. So I convinced Doug. And what show did he choose to talk about? Just as a fan, again, not like he can't have had anything to do with it. What show did he choose? Get this, Suncoast Sound, 1984. That Vietnam show. Groundbreaking, amazing, super fun conversation. So Doug Thrower talks about Suncoast Sound. We talk about, again, the way this has worked. What's the most rewatchable moment for each section? What's the best horn line moment? What's the best drum line moment? What's the best visual moment? What's the best card moment? And then we talk about, and this is always really fun, if we were going to produce the show in 2020, what would it be like? How would it be different? Which core would we want to see do it? So I'm super excited about this. I'm having so much fun recording these. So here's the best part. If you are a DCI fan, you can do one of these podcasts because we're all on as fans. You can't have had anything to do with the show. That's the way this works. We're just talking as fans. So whoever you are, if you have a favorite drum corps show, send me a note, tim@marchingroundtable.com, and say, I would love to talk about this show, and I'm going to get some friends together and we'll record one. So I hope that you will let me know if you're interested. I'm hoping there will be a huge response to this. So much fun. DCI Rewatch Podcast. If you go to marchingartseducation.com, right there on the homepage is a new graphic that says DCI Rewatch Podcast. Just click on that. I'll take you right to the page. Or just go to marchingroundtable.com. The podcast is out right now. Like I said, Leon May and friends talking about Garfield 85. Ridiculous show. So much fun. And on that same podcast site where that is located, there's a link to the page where everything will be located. So super fun. Thank you, everybody that's been watching this. So excited about this DCI Rewatch podcast. If you see me this week at Grand Nationals, please say hello. Stop me if you see me walking by. Say hello. I'd love to take a picture, shake your hand, maybe ask you a question if you want to be on the mic. I won't, no pressure. And then the last thing I'll say, I probably shouldn't say this, but I might as well. We're going to be doing WGI Rewatch come January. So we're going to do a color guard series with WGI and an indoor drumline series with WGI. And we've already recorded some of those, and they're super fun. And somebody picks a show that they love, and we talk about why it's great, most rewatchable moments. What would it be like if it was done today? This is super fun. So the Marching Roundtable is excited to present this new podcast series. Please check out the first one about Garfield 85. And even if you've never seen it, just, Google around. You can find it and see it, and then talk about it with your friends and have discussions. Do you agree with them? Tim's totally ridiculous. His favorite Gar moment. That's a ridiculous choice. I think it should be this. Talk to your friends. Weigh in on the Facebook group page, Marching Roundtable Facebook group page. It's going to be really fun because we're all drum corps fans. That's the whole set of this. No matter who the celebrity guest is or the person that's choosing the show and getting their friends together, we're all talking as fans. We're all drum corps fans. We're supporting and getting excited about shows that we love. And it's really fun. Some people are trying to choose between a few, and some people are like, nope, this is my show. I absolutely know which one my favorite all-time show is, and that's the one I want to talk about. So anyway, if you're watching this, let me know if you have a show and you want to be a part of it. I'd love to get an email from you, tim@marchingroundtable.com. I've talked long enough. If you see me at Grand Nationals, please say hello. Please check out the first episode of DCI Rewatch podcast. So excited about it. It's been so much fun. And this is the thing. I sent some notes out. I said I was going to stop. I've sent some notes out to a bunch of people saying, hey, I wonder if you'd like to do this. Here's the idea. You pick a show, you get some friends together. Every person has said, this is a great idea. I'd love to do that. How much fun. So I hope that you'll feel the same way. I hope you'll have fun listening. And like I said, get some friends together and you can do one too. Thanks, everybody. Say hi if you see me at Grand Nationals. Have a great, great week. Enjoy the first podcast in the series.